tonight I'm going to do a review on the NEBO Redline X Rechargeable flashlight. I have been asked by Patrolstore to do this. Full disclosure, Patrolstore did send me this torch to review and they are allowing me to keep it afterwards. However, I'm not getting any payment or anything for this review, so all of my kind of thoughts and reactions and all the rest of it are going to be genuine. So, my name's Glyn. I've been out in the security field for at least 13 years. I am now a trainer in the security field. I have been in the police for 4 years as well. I understand the importance of having a very, very good torch. There have been many times where I have been let down by the torches I have had, and I now actually keep at least 2 on me at all times, because if one of them dies, then you are going to be up the creek a little bit in the middle of the night while you're out doing whatever you need to be doing. So I'm going to go through all the kind of specifications, all the rest of the torch. I'm going to kind of cut in footage of me going around and actually testing it out in the nights as well, so you can see just how well it actually does. Like I said, this is from Patrolstore. It is on the website at the minute. I believe this video is going up on the Patrolstore kind of website as well, so it will be all linked and everything from there. So if you do want to pick it up, that's where you can get it. So a very good looking solid little torch. I am going to be unboxing this as well, like right on camera, so you can see this is totally the torch that we are going to be talking about. But specifications: so 1800 lumens turbo, 720 lumens high, 180 lumens low, 1800 lumens at a variable strobe, fully rechargeable, battery charging indicator, signature red ring, switch X technology, waterproof up to 1 meter, impact resistor, battery charging indicator, 4x adjustable zoom, micro USB to USB charging cable included, anodized aircraft grade aluminium, 18650 rechargeable battery included, and recharging time is 5 to 6 hours. So this, I've read up a little bit on this so far, and it looks like this torch has 3 different kind of brightness settings. One of those brightness settings literally lasts for seconds. It is so bright. Like I said, I'm going to cut in some footage of me going out and testing it at the nights and everything as well. But I'm going to crack this bad boy open. Let's have a look and see and feel just how it does feel at the minute. Okay, so first kind of impressions, very solid. Fairly heavy as well for such a little torch. I do have smaller torches which are about half the size, and they are nowhere near as heavy as this, which goes to show that actually I think this is going to be a very solid quality kind of product here. There's lots of little different things and buttons and stuff on them. I'm not going to go too much into them, but it looks like the micro USB charger is just there on the side, actually covered up, which is nice. Obviously, if you are using this bad boy out in the rain, you don't want to be getting rain and water into the USB charging slot, which is not great. Looks like you could actually tie this off as well. Right at the bottom there is a bit of a loop and everything, so you'll be able to tie stuff off to it. It's got variable zoom and all the rest of it, so I'm just going to turn this on. I'm not going to shine it right at the camera, so I'll blind you. That's not going to be great, but it does look like it is a very kind of powerful kind of torch just in this first setting here, which is quite nice to see. Obviously, most of the time out there in the field or wherever you are actually using this, you are going to be using the kind of low to mid setting, not really the really high setting at all. It does not feel like you're going to, if you drop this, it does not feel like it's going to break, which is very, very nice. Some of the torches I have been issued with in the past, some of the torches I have used in the past, honestly, you just got to look at them funny and they break, so that's not great. This has got a real nice kind of touch button right at the end there that you literally just touch and all the rest of it. I can see this catching on stuff possibly and turning on inadvertently, so something possibly to be aware of, because it is quite sensitive that it doesn't take too much to actually turn this on and off. However, when you're out there in the field, you don't want to be messing around trying to find buttons and all the rest of it. I know the amount of times that I've been out there in the middle of the dark, literally trying to find the button on my torch and where to turn it on and everything. You know, right at the end it is just literally a flick on, flick off, which is really nice to see. So adjusting the zoom is done. Apologies for my thumb, just cut it. Is quite easy, although it is I would say it's a touch stiffer than usual, to be honest. However, when you do go into that really kind of zoomed mode, it is very bright. You're not going to struggle to see a lot of stuff in the dark with this if you are using this. Very bright zoomed in, which is nice. But some of the torches I've had in the past, when you've actually zoomed it out, it becomes very dark. and almost yellowy, which isn't great. This clear white kind of light, which is quite nice to see, and even when it is zoomed out fully, it is still very, very bright. So I don't think, unless you're really, really having to look at something like writing or something in a van in the middle of the dark, you may not need to kind of zoom this in very much, which is very, very nice. The other ones that I have used in the past, I've had to keep zooming in, zooming out as an absolute pain to try and do, especially when you're in the middle of doing something. There is another little button just at the bottom there, which actually changes the brightness settings as well. Even the low setting is very, very bright. That is quite, I would say, bright enough for most kind of normal stuff that you'll be doing. However, the medium setting and the kind of higher setting, really, really bright. I don't think you're going to really need much kind of brighter than that, to be honest. Very, very solid bit of equipment, I think, so far. And for the money, I think it's definitely worth it. Like I said right at the start, you want to be investing in solid equipment such as torches, because these are the things that will fail on you when you're out there doing stuff, dealing with people, and in the middle of something. These are always the first things to kind of go on you, and it is a right pain to try and deal with whatever you are dealing with in the middle of the night, in the dark, with a torch that isn't working properly. It's not a great time to kind of have, to be honest. So like I said right at the start, there is a bit of if you're using this on high setting, it's not going to last nearly as long as it would obviously on the low setting. However, if you are working nights, I would say just chuck this on charge during the day. You'll be absolutely good to go right there and then when you go onto shift, wherever you are working. I kind of wish I had this back in my time in the police, back in the time when I was doing operational security as well. It would have made things a lot easier and better. Very, very good kind of bit of equipment. I think for the money, you are not going to regret purchasing this. It does feel like it's going to be a solid kind of torch that is going to last you a very, very long time. Like I said, it may be worth or it may be more expensive than kind of other torches, but you get what you pay for, and genuinely, I would much rather have had this than some of the torches I have had in the past, including ones that were issued to me. They were not great at all. I'm going to leave the video review there, though. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope this has cleared up some of the questions you may have about this torch, whether or not it is actually worth the money. I believe, yes, it definitely is. A couple of cons, like I said during the video, not very many at all. I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons with this torch. If you are looking for a solid torch that is not going to fail on you, is not going to break when you drop it on the floor, is always going to be bright enough for whatever you're doing, then I think investing in this torch here is going to really, really set you apart from any other torches that you may have purchased in the past or that you have been given operationally. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Hopefully, like I said, this has answered a few questions. And what I'm going to do now is just leave you with a little bit more footage of me going around out in the dark, in the woods and stuff with this torch and just having a bit of a play with it.